Hello, you're watching ERi-TV and welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the top stories. 26 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today. Nationals abroad extend financial support toward the National Resilience Program. The global COVID-19 cases and death toll continue to rise. And the US, China, and Russia discuss Afghanistan in Pakistan. The local news. We have an announcement from the Ministry of Health. 26 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at quarantine centers and testing stations in the central and southern regions. Out of these, 15 patients are from quarantine centers, 6 and testing stations 9 in Hamberti, Tsazarat, Sembel, Kushet, Gajarat, Ma'khal Katama, Villaggio, Sanita, and Mainafi Central Region. 11 patients are from Adkhwala 6, Medefra 2, Emnehail 1, and Dagirgis 1, and Maimena 1 Southern Region. On the other hand, 10 patients will be receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the Southern Red Sea 4, Central 3, and Northern Red Sea 3 regions have fully recovered and are being discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 6,836, while the number of deaths stands at 48. And the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 7,039. Ministry of Health, Asmara, November 12, 2021. Eritrean nationals in Stockholm and its environs have contributed over 50,000 kroner toward the National Resilience Program. The nationals extended the financial contribution during a belated 30th Independence Day anniversary as well as the diamond anniversary at the beginning of the armed struggle for independence, and they conducted on November 6. The celebratory event was delayed due to the restriction guidelines the government of Sweden issued to fight the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Commending the Eritrean people and members of the National Defense Forces for the resilience they are demonstrating during the prevailing new chapter, the nationals express readiness to reinforce organizational capacity and bolster participation and contribution in national affairs. Speaking at the event, Mr. Sirak Bahlebi, head of Public and Community Affairs, said the meetings that the nationals held in a virtual format during the COVID-19 pandemic attest to the strong nationalism and resilience they possess, commended the nationals for their contribution at the prevailing new era. Mr. Jonas Manna, chargé d'affaires at the Eritrean Embassy in Sweden, and Mr. Isaias Gebrai, head of Consular Affairs, commended all parties that contributed to the realization of the celebration and called for the strong effort towards strengthening organizational capacity and participation in national affairs. At the event, nationals from several Swedish cities, including Stockholm, Uppsala, Eskilstuna, Arboga, and Nuremberg, as well as Norway, participated at the celebratory event that was highlighted by cultural and artistic performances. The Commission of Culture and Sports has organized training for its 35 members on the discovery and research of ancient and historical heritages. The 10-day training that started on November 10 is being provided by field experts from Italy. At the opening of the training, the Commissioner of Culture and Sports, Ambassador Zemeda Tekle, expressed conviction that the training program will play a significant role in enhancing the knowledge of the participants and heritage discovery and research abilities, and play a due part in the heritage discovery program that will be carried out throughout the country. The head of Heritage Research Branch at the Commission of the Culture and Sports, Dr. Tsagai Medhen, and Professor Serena Massa, one of the trainers, said the training includes basic principles of researching and preservation of ancient and historical heritages and discoveries, modern scientific heritage preservation techniques, as well as on the role of the society in discovering and preserving ancient and historical heritages. 11 villages in Igla, Mendefra, and Sabriasso administrative area at the Sub zone have fully implemented community-based environmental sanitation program. At the declaration ceremony conducted recently, Mr. Walter Abgabras Gabher, head of the health service in Eritrea subzone, said the implementation of the community-based environmental sanitation program is paramount in the prevention of diseases and ensuring public health, and called on the residents to ensure the sustainability of the program in their areas. Mr. Haptaitis Fazgi, administrator of Eritrea subzone, said a healthy society is the result of a healthy environment and called on residents to ensure its sustainability. Now back with international news. After a short break. Welcome back. The global COVID-19 cases have exceeded 252.7 million as the death toll nears 5.1 million today. The total number of recovered patients has increased to more than 228 million, this according to World Meters. The United States remains the worst-hit country with more than 47.6 million cases and more than 780,000 deaths, this according to Johns Hopkins University. India has recorded a total of 34.4 million COVID-19 cases, Brazil 21.9 million, and UK 9.4 million cases respectively. Europe is the only region in the world where there are increasing COVID-19 cases and deaths, according to further reports. According to a weekly COVID-19 update, the number of new cases in Europe rose by 7% last week, and the number of deaths rose by 10%. 4 variants for the virus, namely Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta, pose the greatest public health threat so far to the world. More than 100 countries have found the variants of COVID-19, and the proportion of the Delta variant has exceeded 50% to over 90 countries. Pakistan has hosted senior diplomats for the United States, China, and Russia in Islamabad to discuss the situation in neighboring Afghanistan, where a deepening humanitarian crisis has forced many Afghans to migrate to neighboring countries since the Taliban took over in August. Afghan Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi did not attend the meeting yesterday, dubbed the Troika Plus, but later met with the special envoys in Islamabad. He also met separately with Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mohammad Qureshi and other officials. Qureshi warned at the opening of the meeting that Afghanistan is at the brink of economic collapse and the international community must urgently resume funding frozen by Western donors since the Taliban took power and provide humanitarian assistance. New Delhi's air quality plummeted again today in a thick race of toxic smog hang over India's capital due to a drop in temperature and wind speed and a spike in the burning of crop waste and surrounding farmlands. The haze reduced visibility and the air quality index hit 461 on a scale of 500, according to the Federal Pollution Control Board. This level of pollution means the air will affect healthy people and seriously impact those with existing diseases. Delhi, often ranked the world's most polluted capital, faces extremely bad air in winter due to the crop stubble burning, emissions from transport, coal-fired plants outside the city, and other industrial emissions, as well as an open garbage burning and dust. Four astronauts, 3 from NASA and 1 from the European Space Agency, arrived at the International Space Station and docked their SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule with the orbiting laboratory to begin a 6-month science mission. The rendezvous came about 21 hours after the team and its capsule were launched atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, last Wednesday, following a string of weather delays that postponed the liftoff for a week and a half. The docking took place about 6:30 p.m. local time, while the Crew Dragon vehicle, dubbed Endurance, and the space station were flying about 420 kilometers above the eastern Caribbean Sea. This is according to NASA. Now, a reminder of the top stories. 26 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Nationals abroad extend financial support toward the National Resilience Program. The global COVID-19 cases and deaths toll continue to rise. And the US, China, and Russia discuss Afghanistan in Pakistan. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.